Cleo, come on, hurry up. Look, it's not going to be that bad.
This ain't a good idea. I mean, it's dates.
Yes, it's deets. Just
What could we
his arm.
possibly need him for?
I need his contacts.
I don't believe that for a minute. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Well, not yet, but you've been infected by some mushroom.
Oh, you are barking up the wrong satellite. Now, there ain't nothing in me.
There is. I can feel it. It's right inside that brain of yours.
You're getting all riled up for nothing. That's crazy talk. All right? I can feel what's in there.
I'm sorry I'm getting riled up,
It's two
Cleo.
BBs rattling around in a boxcar, and I feel both of them all the
Yes,
time.
well, I feel them both as well, and there's another baby in there, but look.
Another BB, another BB. This is a bad idea. We should turn around before he sees us.
Look, we're coming up on Dietz's bar now. It's just, look, no sudden moves. I just want to ask for help, okay? I'm going to ask for help, Cleo. I'm going to do that thing that I don't want to do.
This is cool. This is not a good idea. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, hold on. There he is now.
Keep moving.
I'll get it.
We'll get it.
We'll get it.
We just need a little bit more time, Deeks.
I almost got it.
Did you send us on that? There was no way anyone was coming out of there alive with what you asked.
Well, why did you come back alive then?
Please, just another try. I know we can get it. Tell him. We almost. It was in. We could see it.
It was her fault. It was her fault. It was her fault.
The two of you have been nothing but failures for a long time now. There is no more time left for either of you.
Ah. Okay, Cleo, yes, this may be a bad idea.
Hello and welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
We're back.
Yes.
We're all back.
Hello.
All of us.
We're all back. Water.
Uh-huh.
We're all here to make noises into your ear holes.
Yeah.
And those noises will sort of assemble together and meld and twist and become
Sorry, I'm done.
the epic audio saga
Oh.
that we have come to call
Why did I do
the
that?
Backwater Bastards in Space.
In space.
Oh, it's done.
It can happen
The
now.
sail has been put on it. We have to have an episode now.
The snail has been freed from the confines of its shell.
Yes.
So, I mean, bang, 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 machine gun. Let's do it. I'm Dungeon Master Dick.
He is.
Over here we have Daniel, aka Dr. Z, who is a jellyfish-like alien floating inside a plasticky nanobot shell called the Honey Boy. And he is psychic and knows how to do medicine and hacking.
Yes, I am those things, but I am also a friend.
Yeah.
And I'm a nervous friend at the moment because
He's
there's
a
a
lot
friend
more
in
than
need.
that.
And there's a friend in me.
Well,
And then, yes, right over here, we have Taylor, aka Cleo DeCap. She's a hulking, powerful, furry, bear-like creature that is actually housing the mind and soul of a human woman from a backwater planet. She is good with blowing things up and hitting things with her big, scary ghost axe. It's Cleo.
well, I mean, I do love to hear about myself, being huge and hairy and, really great, adept at making explosives. NSA, if you're out there, hey, what up? Those things are true. Come see. But, I'm also, a friend in me.
We're all friends.
And Z is in all of us at this point. So
Fingers in every pie.
that's I just completely lost my train of thought. But I'm excited because we're about to make a mistake.
We're about to make a mistake.
Lately, I
Before
feel like
do
we
that,
make the mistakes, but we really know we're making the mistakes, and we go in anyway. And that
Today we might know that we're making a mistake. But
And
before
that's
we do
it.
that, we've got Dickie as well. And Dickie is over there. And what have you got to say for yourself, Dickie?
Hello.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And
Simply
that's it.
amazing. Simply
He's not
amazing.
sorry.
Nope. Fires from the hip. Hits every time.
So anyway, how are we all doing? Let's do an episode, hey?
Oh,
do
yes,
it.
please. I am excited.
Let's do it.
So, the bastards, having escaped from the Night City, from the dark side of mid-space,
Yeah.
physically intact,
Physically intact, but that
Believe
place,
it or
whoa,
not.
it's left a mark.
you've met the one true leader.
Yeah.
You've met the cult of the people behind the people that follow, that sing the song together.
We really
and
did.
they seem to be connected by virtue of a network of fungal growth, of psychic glowing mushrooms that particularly are dense in that part of the Night City and are expanding over more of mid-space, it feels like. Cleo may have eaten a slice of one of these mushrooms,
Probably not.
and something has wormed its way into her psyche. Some little needle of something else is there in Cleo.
Or whatever.
Yeah, well.
Right at the sort of, this pinnacle moment when this is happening, suddenly, bang, 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 blasters firing. There's snipers in the buildings shooting at
Carnage.
the cultists, shooting a hole through the head of the emaciated man lying in the fungal growth that was the one true leader, as far as you knew. However, you met with these snipers, and it turns out they were the resistance, including Channon, a Darks criminal who you had already met long ago.
Yes.
It seems like some of their people have been taken by the one true leader, and for some reason were not freed upon the one true leader's death. So they have more questions. They're trying to work out, how does this whole the psychic mushroom network thing work? What is going on here? You kind of also want to find out how this whole psychic mushroom network thing works, because Cleo seems to have unwittingly become a part of it.
Yeah, we're going to need to solve this quickly.
Maybe. I don't
So
know.
luckily, Channon did have security footage showing a bunch of little synths gathering these mushrooms and taking them off somewhere. And on the side of those synths was emblazoned the logo of Ooze Holdings, one of the dummy corporations owned by Princess Zuzu.
Yes.
And so, the two of you, not knowing how to get directly in contact with Princess Zuzu herself, but you do know exactly where Dietz hangs out, and it's the bar where you first met him.
Yep.
It is.
So after sort of landing back at the base, dropping off Boris to do some more battle train preparations and restocking explosives, charging up the shields, all these sorts of things. You never can be too careful. And I guess probably having a power nap, because it's been a while since you guys slept.
Oh, yeah. Look, we told Trevor to
Ooh.
take the scenic route, I went, slept under his bed.
Finally made your way to basically the dead center of Zuzu Town mid-space, where Dietz's bar sits. And upon arrival, Cleo complaining that this doesn't seem like a very good idea, immediately, almost serendipitously, you are met with Zeets throwing two shady individuals out the back of the bar and executing them there in the street. Dietz, having just dispatched of two ne'er-do-wells right in front of you, shooting them through the back of the head, or through the front of the head in the street, holsters his blaster and slowly looks up towards the two of you. As his glowing yellow eyes narrowing and pinpointing on the two of you.
Bad time?
I'm finished up here.
And he takes a sort of a step forward, rising up to his full height on his big, powerful, stomping, elongated legs, looking down on the both of you, because he's taller even than Cleo.
Ew.
I didn't expect to see the two of you anytime soon.
Right, well, we also didn't expect for you to see us so soon either. But, I have come to ask some assistance.
That's rich.
Well, no, this will be unpaid. I can't afford much.
That's so not true. We can afford stuff.
I'm sure you could afford what I'm thinking. An arm and a leg.
Looking over at Cleo.
Oh.
I see you've got spear.
Why? You in the market? I cut you a good deal.
Don't worry, I can do the cutting myself.
Look, Deeds, we didn't come here to try and fight. I have need of your assistance. And, time is urgent. Could we go somewhere to chat about this?
Come inside, if you feel safe.
And he just turns about, opens up the back door, and just stomps inside.
See?
Yes,
I do
Cleo.
not feel safe.
You do feel safe?
No, I ain't even had anything to eat yet.
Check your emergency pouch.
Oh man, Kimber-Bell. It's like one tentacle in there.
We'll order bar food. The snacks will be hopefully good.
Alright.
We're safe. Remember, green. Think green.
I've been thinking green for 2 days. Or how much longer how green I can think. And keep doing it. Thinking it.
As the two of you follow in behind Dietz, you see that his long, striding, animal-like legs have already sort of carried him along the hallway. And you can see, there's a big, wide-open door leading into his office. And as you get in, he's already stepping across. He stands in the corner of the room, turns around to face you. There's no desk in this office. So he just stands there in the corner, looking back at the doorway at you.
Wait, there's no desk in his office. What does he have in there? Is it just a room?
It's pretty much just a room. There's some crates across the side of it. There's
Like milk crates?
they're like that kind of like steel space crates.
Okay.
And there's a console unit, almost like a standing desk, I guess, like a sort of a plinth with a console
So
on it.
Dietz's office is a closet with an ATM?
Yeah,
Is there blood on the floor?
you don't see any.
Minimalist Dietz.
No aquarium.
What do you want to talk about?
I'll hold up the video with the robots working for Uzus.
Now, these two, in the employ of Uzu, were spotted in the Undercity, in the Night City. They were harvesting and getting samples of a mushroom growth.
And what business are our dealings in the Night City of yours?
I need to know what that growth is, and I need to know how to destroy it.
What do you know about the mushrooms?
I know that it is infecting minds, and I know that it is, well, a hive mind, and it's spreading.
About as much as we do then, probably.
Have these in your employ got samples? Is there anywhere we can go to study them?
What's in it for me?
Well, looks like we're both pretty concerned and worried about this spreading growth.
Everybody ought to be. But we've got it all at hand. Our people are doing the tests. They'll find out what we need to know. What use are you gonna be?
Well, I think you know how much use we is, because most of the stuff that gets done here, we might have a hand in it. Like, well, for instance, that explosion.
Dietz's eyes flicker and looks across at Cleo.
You're in bed with that Margot woman.
Well, just 'cause we've been in a bed don't mean we live there.
You ever see her again, you tell her she owes us.
She ain't nobody that we know regularly or nothing. But alright.
I'm still not hearing any reasons why I should show you where our operations are.
I will hold up a hollow scan of the station mid-space, punch in some numbers for how much the growth is growing.
Well, as you say, it's a concern everyone should have, but it's a concern that not many know of. But here,
And then show it growing across the station.
I feel like you're going to need everyone's help who is aware of it. Now, I don't want to help you, but I need your help.
Dietz sitting there pondering, his big, squared-off, punching new fist. His fingers individually flexing as he's clearly sort of thinking. And then finally, looks up, instantly in one quick movement over at Dr. Z.
Fine. Have a look at the mushrooms, see if you can be of any help.
Where will we find it?
Patch you in the address. They'll be expecting you.
Alright, and, could we get some drinks to go for the road?
Dietz rears up to his full height. and storms over to the door holding it open. Like,
Go!
Right, so I'll just go ask at the bar then. We'll be in touch, Deeks.
We should get something.
Yeah, we should get some drinks and get out.
so Deet's slamming his door behind you as you go out via the bar, getting drinks and snacks for the road, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those where it's like, do you see where we just came out of? That's my tab.
The boss nervously looking back at Dietz's office. Dietz closed up the door and fuming in there, so he can't really ask to check. So your drinks and food are on Dietz.
Fucking hell. Nice.
Well,
All right, Cleo. We're going to need to make it away.
I'm gonna open up the map and how far away do I see?
So the location you were given is one of the warehouses, like on the outskirts of Mid-Space City, up on the cliffs, up above the Night City.
All right, Cleo. Quickly, we'll get back to the Grey Dragon. We'll have these drinks. We'll get Reese to cook us up a quick afternoon snack.
Snacks for our snacks.
Yes. I'll be doing these missions on an empty stomach now, can we?
Ain't gonna get no greener than this. Now, I mean, when we look at this mushroom,
Yes. Try not to eat it this time.
well, I wasn't. I don't know that I even ate the last one.
Yes, you definitely ate the last one.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it.
Yes, well, that's because you dipped it in the stew and you ate it immediately.
There was a lot of things on that table.
So the two of you make your way back into the Grey Dragon, making a scene all the way out through the bar. Dietz doesn't seem to come out of his office, clearly just at his tether, just hoping like hell that this is of some random use to him, having sent you guys into this place. So you get into the Grey Dragon and pilot off around to the location. It's an easy little flight, but there's time for a little bit of in-flight snacks from the food replicator. This is middle of the day. Zoom over mid-space. Down below, there's street vendors all out. There's people sort of driving around their speeders, so having a nice time. There's all sorts of like trade things going, like people like shadily loading things into docking bays and just the usual sort of mid-space tomfoolery. But obviously less and less people as you get out towards the Night City because power becomes more sporadic mainly. But you get to this warehouse district and the warehouses mostly look kind of abandoned. Some of them are just like have security posted outside and like are all sort of sealed up is the only way you can tell that people are using them. And the one on your map is of the same sort. And outside there are just two synths, two big burly synths with shoulder-mounted guns standing outside like a roll-up door on a sort of just a sealed-down, fairly ordinary-looking warehouse.
Right, Trevor. Well, we won't be long, I can't imagine, but we'll buzz you.
I'll keep the engine running.
All right, Cleo, remember.
Oh, thinking green. Thinking green
Yes.
right now.
Brave thoughts.
Green.
Trevor is trying not to let it show, but he's watching Cleo with quite a bit of concern. Like he's obviously been told the situation from Dr. Z and understands it quite a lot more than Boris or Cleo do.
Don't worry, Trevor. We're going to be getting some answers right now.
I mean, you know,
He gives you both a somber
You know,
nod
Z.
as you
there ain't nothing going on.
Exactly. Yes, well,
Z's busy in himself.
well, just look after yourselves.
Well, yeah, but no. Ain't nothing to look for. Z is busying. Now you just think green, and keep your column on, in case I need to like send ahead for like you to put in something in the food replicator for when I come back.
Cleo, come on. We need to get in there. Time is of the essence.
Yeah, all right. You see what I'm talking about? He's all riled up. He's busying.
He just cares. Come on, off you go.
There ain't no. All right.
And so you disembark from the Grey Dragon, stepping up to the guard synths. One of them looks up and sees the two of you like,
You're not as filthy as I expected.
Hell.
The big man said you were coming.
Ah, big man. You're referring to Deets then?
Yes.
Yes, he is quite large, isn't he? You know, you have to wonder sometimes. Why did you go for all the oversized, large things? You know, is there some type of, compensation happening there?
It makes it easier to kill people.
Well, I thought you would just be a triangle on the wall that I could press and talk into, but here we are.
Yeah. Step inside. Someone will give you the door.
And the other synth just goes, lifts up the gated door.
It's not even a mechanical door.
Wow.
It's an analog door.
Not even a mechanical door. This is deep mid-space,
Oh, my
This
days.
Z,
Yes, Cleo.
imagine being a robot and your one job is opening the door. Wow!
I mean,
That is a green thought.
maybe that's there, Trevor. Imagine being a human. Your one job, flying us around.
Imagine being a human, but you're Trevor.
Actually, I don't know. He's growing on me a lot.
That Trevor.
Hell.
Yes.
The door opens up, and standing inside, fingers sort of tented and tapping on one another, is a Gome in a long white coat.
Oh, is it dragging behind them?
Dragging behind them a little bit.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Looking up, wearing some spectacles as well.
Yes, I was told we would be given a
Love this
unique
voice.
third-party outside look at the little problem we're facing, yes?
Yes, take us right away to it. Now, how much are you studying? What are the type of tests you've been running? What type of sample size? And how long have you been doing these experiments for?
I think it might be best if you just follow me.
Oh, right, well, yes. Is it far?
Right through here.
The Gome scientists, sort of stepping on. You're in a wide corridor, and you can see this corridor. It looks like they've built internal walls into this warehouse. The corridor seems to go from this end all the way to the other end, and then there are like stronger looking electronic doors either side, most of which you're sort of bypassing as he trots along. And then eventually just a random door, like the third one on the right, comes over, beep, 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 beeps, in a code, and the door opens up.
I'm loving this visuals. So it's just this abandoned warehouse. Two synths on the outside, opening an analog door for us to get in. Abandoned corridor, and then just behind one random door, seemingly, is this entire research lab. This is fucking dope. This is so good.
It's a random fucking door. As soon as the door opens, green light emanating from inside.
This is it. See, this is it.
I told you. This was a good idea. This is where we need to be.
All right. I believe you.
Follow me.
As the two of you follow behind into this room, you step inside and you see there are just a couple of other people in here. You come inside, there is a single Darks sitting at a desk looking at a bunch of cameras, just drinking a big mug of some steaming drink, and just idly sitting there tapping a little console as you are just getting different camera views mainly. And then there's readings, it's like a wave graph, and there's all these intersecting waves on this big long thing sort of going along, just scrolling past, measuring some sort of energy over time, clearly. All of the camera setups are just looking down on the night city. And for the most part, they seem to be focusing on glowing areas where there's fungal growth. So that's at the far end, but then to the side, there's just a full wall of glass. And then that glass is just looking into another half of the room that is just full of glowing green mushrooms.
Right, so you have plenty of material to practice with and examine.
Yes, we accelerated its growth just to see what would happen.
You did what?
Accelerated its growth to see what would happen.
And how much was it growing by before you meddled with it?
Oh, we managed to increase it by a factor of 3.7.
Right. Now, what are the readings you've got so far from it?
Oh, that's the interesting thing. There's a lot of activity, obviously, where the cult are involved. You know about the cult, of course.
Yes, we know about the cult.
We might have met him.
What of the activity of the mushroom?
They're conscious.
Yes.
Look, this is the interesting thing. Look, okay. Sorry, 1 second. Let me check the console. Now, over here, these are the readings from mid-space. These are the mushrooms. You can see. Look at all this. Look at all this activity. It's being used as a network. There are minds, intelligent minds behind it, weaving the energies of the mushrooms. Now, let me click this. These are our mushrooms here, cut off from the outside world. We've put psychic dampeners all around this room. I'm sure you understand why. And you see, and instead of all these crazy waves, there's just like spikes. Little spike. It's really, really, really uniform.
Uh-oh. Is it really bad that I'm in here?
I mean, who can say?
I know, I'm thinking the exact same thing. Like,
I was just like, as
gonna...
we like started talking, like as we're listening to Dick, and I'm like, hold on, the thing is in me getting this info, probably, which maybe that's fine.
But that's not all. Hang on, watch this.
Looks over and sort of knocks on the glass, and you see there, amongst the mushrooms, there is a synth. It's a very small synth, but with like 3 multi-flexible arms, like they seem to like hyperextend in all directions and have a few too many joints. They're sort of pottering around in the mushrooms. And that the droid sort of looks over, does like a sort of a big full body nod, and then whips out what is essentially like a little, like an electro prod. Just zaps some of the mushrooms. And as the mushrooms are zapped, suddenly, where they had just been this uniform like line with occasional spikes, it goes haywire and you see waves. More chaotic, but not dissimilar to what is happening out in mid-space with the network that's being used. But as he's holding that prod onto the mushrooms, you then see as well, and you feel as well, like all of Cleo's hair all stands up on end, and like just a little, a pile of credits sitting on a desk all lift up off the ground. You see that the chair that's left sitting behind the desk sort of wobbling. Everything in the room, you see like dust on the ground, all just sort of raising up. And then the synth pulls the prod away from the mushrooms again, and everything drops back down to where it was.
They're capable of much more than the cult are using them for.
Do you have any that I can examine myself?
Well, step through the decontamination portal and examine them yourself.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to go in that room.
Y'all right, Z?
It's perfectly safe.
I'll come with you.
I've been in there dozens of times, and I'm fine.
I'll protect you.
I mean, you could interface with them psychically just from here.
Yeah, I was just thinking I might try and
Through
do
the
a
glass.
psychic check for it.
I won't let them get you.
Cleo, I'm not worried about them getting to me.
Well, I would maybe be worried about that if I was a little guy like you.
Well, then, good thing I've got you here.
Basically.
I will do a telepathy. Oh, it's only 11. Man, this game does not want me to know what's going on with the mushrooms.
I mean, 11 is fine though.
I know, but it's not like
for an uncontested
it's not
roll.
the usual like 18, 20, you know.
It's
Like,
not a
Yeah, well, you've got a
20.
+5, so like that's a pathetic roll.
I know it is a
actually.
bad roll.
So you reach out, and these mushrooms, they're somewhat familiar compared to the mushrooms out in mid-space, but this time there's not this chatter, there's not this hum, there's no song behind it. There's just sort of quiet contemplation of mushrooms, I guess. But they are all networked up, they are all connected regardless, and you do sense the sort of this untapped energy in there. Presumably the one true leader found that in the Night City as well with the existing mushroom colony and was like, I could use this. I could be like the most powerful fucking telepath ever just by using this. And it's the same sort of thing. You've got this feeling that you can reach through them and use your powers as normal and be highly amplified. And what's more, you have seen that these mushrooms are telekinetic as well. So there might even be some way you could tap into that.
Okay. So, but could I use them as a medium to examine Cleo and try and pluck the barb from Cleo's mind?
It would definitely make it a lot easier for you to do so.
Okay, Cleo. We're going to step in there.
Well, All right. I got you.
Look, keep an eye out, and don't eat any of the mushrooms.
Well, thank you for thinking of my welfare. Finally, I'm having a tentacle.
Right, Cleo, if you just follow me. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Right into that refrigerator. Hell, he says don't eat the mushrooms, but here I am.
The Gome is watching gleefully, fingers tent-poled once again, sort of tapping together as he comes over and like,
Decontamination chamber right here. You can go in together. There's enough room. Oh.
watching with excitement and herding the two of you towards the... it's just a sort of a small door that Cleo will sort of have to hunch to get through, but it looks like you get to go into like a tiny little glass hallway bit where one thing will close behind you, another one will open in front.
This feels real unnecessary.
Well, it may be. It may be.
I mean, what could I possibly be bringing in here?
You're here to look after me, Cleo.
Well, somebody's got to.
Oh, don't worry. We only decontaminate on the way out. They're only mushrooms.
See, they are only mushrooms.
Well, we can all laugh about this later when it's all done. I'm sure it's nothing. It's just a little checkup.
So as you step in, the Gome sort of slams a thing and the door behind you. And then there's sort of like a moment, beep, 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 and the door in front of you opens and you're able to step into the mushroom enclosure.
Okay, I'm going to walk towards the middle of the enclosure, I guess. Try and get the greatest AoE strength possible for the room.
So you're basically just walking, like, there's just mushrooms everywhere. There's a little trail where the synth has been stepping, where the mushrooms have already been crushed underfoot, but basically there's just mushrooms everywhere.
All right, Cleo, just going to try out a little something.
And then I'll do a telepathy roll, I guess?
Yeah, so give me a telepathy roll, basically just to take control over this network.
Oh, come on. 10. Oh my god, this is so low!
So you reach out and you sort of start like extending your tendrils into the network, trying to like, make your influence become the center of what is being transmitted on these psychic waves. But you get in there and you kind of just sort of softly repel. And there's this image in your head of like green, 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 and then a jellyfish swims through that greenness and there's red.
Am I the jellyfish?
You sure are a jellyfish.
Oh, shit.
Oh, were you thinking green? Well, you should have been.
I know, I'm thinking like, fuck. Yeah, push against it. Oh, can I try to communicate with the mushrooms? Let's see if there's any...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can basically just freely do that.
And do not bring harm to any of you here. I require your assistance.
It's sort of like the hum of the mushroom grows and shrinks and grows and shrinks. And once again, like just a green.
I need your help for my friend.
And then I guess if I'm coming off as red at the moment, then I'm going to start like trying to think green thoughts as well. Ocean green. Deep seaweed ocean greens.
A deep ocean green. So you come in with this ocean green and like this sort of notion of like, you need to help Cleo. There's something wrong going on with Cleo. And the mushrooms themselves, the bright neon green that they're glowing, softens into the same ocean green.
Oh.
Out in the world. And Cleo does feel like a little twinge at the back of her skull, like a little, like something is happening in her brain.
Z!
Yes, Cleo.
Z, what are you doing to my head?
Trying to get rid of that barb. Do you feel anything?
It's like somebody's pulling my hair from my brain. Maybe there is more than two babies in here.
Try not to think about it. Have one of those emergency snacks. Try to be calm. Try to just deep greens.
Deep greens. Deep greens.
As all this is happening, by the way, the Gome scientist is just watching eagerly and like looking at the readings on the thing, like, oh, and then looking back at you, like the mushrooms have changed color. He's like making a note of that.
Deep greens.
And I'm asking the collective again.
Have you found the barb?
You sort of get like the green of the mushrooms wavers, and you get like these hints of like playful sounds to sort of like, in the back of your skull. as though these mushrooms are regaining some sort of sense of individuality, perhaps after being liberated from the one true leader, yet cut off from their original network. More so than that, Cleo starts getting feelings of memories flooding. So the barb in her brain is more antennae than barb. As from the center of that, these tiny, they're like tiny little pinprick memories. So like she doesn't see them in full resolution. She sees them really sort of small, like through a tube. But there are memories of just this eternal interest and excitement in the universe. These memories of a never-ending youth. And then there isn't. Suddenly there's just memories of being squeezed and held into a box, into a square, and just alien voices just rummaging and murmuring over the top instead, endlessly stomping down any sense of the being that was before. And then that memory sort of goes on for some time, and then there's the memory of being, suddenly just the square is just yanked away and just floating in space without any sort of sense of self, any sense of that joy or excitement or the eternal youth anymore, and no sense either of this whole imposing alien voices over the top, just nothingness. And then there's this sort of image of Cleo herself coming and joining into that nothingness, and like faint little giggles and reminders of that excitement of the youth, of these beings' existence. And then the little memory bubble bursts.
See,
Cleo, are you feeling anything?
I felt everything. I saw it.
Explain it to me.
I saw it.
What did you see?
That it wasn't. It was like dreams, but not mine's. Somebody else's. And I felt like I had been here way longer than I have. Like I'd been young for a long time, and like I'd been everywhere. Places I ain't even seen. But then I was trapped. And people were they were looking at me. And it was dark there, but somehow I got out. And it never ended. Until it did. Why?
Where are you now, Cleo?
I'm floating. Do you think I'm the box? I wish I could give the mushroom back. I didn't mean to trap it.
Oh, I'm going to reach out, ask the collective.
Is that true? Are you trapped?
You get this confused, hazy green back, sort of like, And then finally, there's this sort of moment where the mushrooms, they're flashing just these different shades of green back at you with your psychic link. And then they stop and pull away from that. And once again, Cleo feels that tingle at the back of her skull. And it almost feels like, like a tentative puppy's coming up and being like, we can play? A little nuzzle at the back of the leg. This beast, this creature is saying, hey, you gonna let me in or what?
See?
Cleo.
Something is knocking on my door.
And what is it? How does it feel?
Well, it thinks green. That's all I know. But it is asking.
Oh. Is this one of those things where it's like, it's the fucking twins in the Shining, come play with us. And you're like, yay, it's such a happy moment.
I mean, it could not ask.
Yes, but it's like a vampire or like a thing, right? It's
crap.
Can I come inside? And be like, you totally can. You're cute and fuzzy and you're like a little puppy. Too late. I'm in your brain now.
That was the thing. It feels green.
What type of green, though, Cleo? When we were in the cult, they were thinking green as well. And did you see them? How skinny they were, and they were only eating the one thing.
I did.
They were all stuck down there together.
They told us they had dinner all the time. Maybe that wasn't true. But this one's trapped in here.
I'm going to start thinking a different color then. And see if this does change. I'm going to go back to thinking red.
Okay.
start trying to think of an Atola Medusa song and Atola Medusa stuff that, tried to cut off for a long time.
Oh, the Atola Medusa song. So you start singing like a bass line, Atola Medusa kind of thing, like the sort of thing that you just would be a constant sort of murmur back home. And the mushroom, the green, immediately just pulls away from you. And the sentience is like sort of pulled back and guarded, like you're not really hearing much from them at all. You reach that song out to sort of like just touch it towards the network of the mushrooms. All of a sudden, I'm going to make a roll here.
Ooh. Man, I'm so confused in this episode. I have no fucking idea.
I've rolled a 20. There's a telekinetic burst of energy just attempting to hurl Dr. Z towards the glass. You can attempt to dodge it, though. You do sort of sense it coming with your telepathy.
Can I try to do a telepathy defense?
You can't defend the physical with the mental, I'm afraid.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll just do a dodge roll then.
Alrighty, give me a deck. Yeah, just give me a deck save.
Man, I feel like there's a story I'm not understanding here because I'm so confused.
Well, if you think about it...
you not understanding is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's a fuck.
Oh.
Dr. Z suddenly feels the telekinetic energy of these mushrooms, and he's just like, whoop! He's picked up off the ground and slammed into the glass and sort of slides back down. He doesn't take any damage, but he is shunted about and sort of like shoved, and the mushrooms are exerting, clearly they're showing the fact that they can exert quite some amount of force in here when threatened, and they are finding your Atola Medusa song threatening.
Okay.
There's no mistaking that.
Okay, so this may be a fun song for them, but they find other things threatening, so there is not going to be peace for them in other things.
Well, they specifically find the Atola Medusa song that you're pointing in their direction. They find that threatening.
Well,
prior to that, it's not they weren't singing. What they were doing was flashing colors at you and kind of giggling with like these childlike sounds.
Okay.
Like the whole song thing is clearly like not the mushrooms' bag. Like they don't sing.
Okay.
All the singing that's happening in the Night City is clearly down to the one true leader.
Okay. Well then, all right. Okay. I'm going to say,
Gotcha.
to stop the Atola Medusa song.
The barb in Cleo's head. That was connected to another song. Another imitation green. From the Night City. And it's spreading.
And the mushrooms sort of once again like flash a glow. And Cleo gets a more insistent little tug at the back of her neck. Now it feels this is literally like a small child like tugging at your coat. You're busy distracted with something else and tugging at your coat being like, pay attention to me, I want to talk to you.
Z, you alright?
We're gonna be alright, Cleo. Are you alright? What's happening?
It wants to talk, but I don't know how.
Do you want to talk?
I don't know how to talk like you.
Remember how we do it when we're trying to keep secrets from Trevor and Boris?
Do you think that's alright?
Yes, saying words in your mind, but not with your mouth. Try that.
But to the mushroom. Alright. Mushroom.
Did she say that aloud?
Yeah. Mushroom. What?
The tugging sort of gets a bit more excited, and this presence is almost just like climbing up your back. Like it's not even just tugging you; it's like dancing about on your shoulders, all around. There's a sort of feeling of all these little voices all tugging away.
Mushroom. I can't hear all this at once. Somebody talk.
And finally, and then like these little entities, these sensations of strange consciousness just goes nervously and steps into the back of your brain. And for a moment,
whoa,
Cleo's eyes glow green, and Cleo gets a green tinge to the world. And then it just pulls back again, and there's like nervous little giggling behind her.
Z?
Yes, Cleo.
Did you see that?
Tread lightly, your eyes glue like the cultists.
I was green. Mushroom. What the hell?
there's these sort of big giggles, and you sort of get this feeling like, all again, like still all sort of dancing around behind and on you. And then a few of those little consciousness entities get behind the one that stepped through the back of your brain and shove it back into you. And this time it sort of slots itself in. Cleo's eyes glowing a faint green as Cleo feels the entity just slip in through the needle point and just, boom, sit there and inhabit the little antennae that is nestled in her psyche. And through Cleo's own mouth, although you feel as though you are still entirely in control of yourself, but your voice is also just being used, just being sort of hijacked for a moment. We not safe out there.
See?
Cleo, did you just...
Yep. Yep. Did you?
Yep.
Yep. Well, see, I didn't... That was not me, but it was. But only my mouth. But not... It was my mouth, but not my tongue.
Once again, like that sort of voice steps forward, like, we cannot leave this place. We wish to leave this place. Go back way things were. Before song.
Oh, shit.
Ah. This I can understand.
And I will telepathically kind of share the memories of also leaving the Atola song and why I left and all of those all those reasons.
So this time, rather than you sort of, you're casting out these things and just getting like these colors back, now, because there's a psychic antennae in Cleo's brain, much like how the one true leader can use the mushrooms to extend its power further, the mushrooms can actually use Cleo to specify and shrink down and direct their power in a much more animal kind of way, in a way that they can actually think thoughts that can be understood by other animals like Dr. Z. And as such, they're able to now respond cleanly and directly, and they take on this information, and they're like nodding, and they go, we don't like this. We agree with you. This is the wrong way. They forced the song. So as Dr. Z sort of imparts his memories of escaping the hive mind, of like getting away from uniformity, from being part of like a psychic monolith and embracing individuality, he gets retold that same story, that series of memories that were injected into Cleo's brain of this eternal youth. But this time there's more context given to it because it's through the lens of Cleo's brain. So you see Midspace, and you see Midspace as this big unfettered playground where these and they were individuals, all these like myriads, millions of different little minds, all thinking their own things, doing their own things, but all connected. They're a network, but they're not of one mind. They're not one voice. They're just like, just chatter. And then there's that moment where suddenly they're all silenced and trapped in a box and pulled down, and their own chatter, their own voices deadened as their entire existence, their network of psychic energy is hijacked and used for these alien voices, these humanoid voices, as the one true leader and their cult completely hijacked the entire system of these mushrooms and used it for their own ends. And then this particular colony of mushrooms had an awakening where they were put into this area, into this little place where they are cut off from the one true leader. And there was silence because they had not yet re-grasped their sense of self.
Cleo.
See?
Do you understand what my concern was now? That barb.
Well, I could see how you might think this was something.
Yes, so maybe when we get back to Trevor, we don't need to pretend like, oh, Dr. Z's just being crazy.
You don't need to start an argument in an empty house is all.
Well, I don't want to upset the children, but...
Maybe they need that. Maybe that's how they thrive. Maybe they choose
And the rest
violence.
of you, do you all choose to stay here? Is there anything we can do to help?
End the song. End the song. Make Midspace free again.
Is the barb in Cleo's mind safe from that one true leader? The false leader.
There's this mumbling and this sort of mumbling and sort of thing as no, not safe. Same danger as us. Stay here.
We can't do that. If we do that, then all of midspace will be consumed by that growth.
There's a nodding, like all these sort of different voices chattering away behind, but there's only one of them who's actually able to talk to you through Cleo. Then we hold for you here. Take it back when safe.
Cleo.
It don't look like we have a choice. But wait! Mushroom!
Just a warm green sensation.
Taylor just smiled then. A big smile.
I dig it. I'm like, this could be a nice thing to have forever. Mushroom friends. Mushroom friends in my brain.
Well, that's the thing, like Dr. Z can communicate with them at will, but they can't understand one
That's
another.
why we gotta get all of our questions out right now.
Mushroom! How? How do we end the song?
Sort of a flash. There's a redness. And then you sort of see this image of like something swimming through that red, just being splattered and gone, and the red fades back to green. And then there's just this one word. Kill.
Alright, well.
Mushroom! That is intense. But... damn. Who?
It's angry voices. You can see like the one sort of mushroom voice in your head is letting in flickers from the group around. And there's a real intense sense of violation. They really feel like they've spent the last year, like shunted down in their own consciousness, just being used as basically like a highway for someone else's information and someone else's thoughts. And they think that death is a perfectly fitting reward for doing that to them.
Mushroom! Who?
Building, you see, once again, like there's the red, it's like a pocket of red inside this green safety, and you see it swimming, and then coming in closer and closer. And there, swimming aggressively around, emanating its song, is an Atola Medusa.
Oh, fuck. That wasn't me.
The one true leader.
Oh, fuck.
Z!
What are they showing you, Cleo?
Well... it looks like you!
Well, guys, I think that's where we're in the episode.
Oh, damn. That's a very
Jeez.
mind-bending episode there, Dickie.
Thinking green.
What have you got going on in there?
Oh, I've been sitting on that whole, because I was tempted to reveal to you that the one true leader was an Atola Medusa right away.
God. I can't believe you sat on that for that long.
I know.
I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
That first bit of red with the Atola, I was like, oh, that's me. Just like
if you remember, when you saw like the quote unquote one true leader there, the emaciated human body like wrapped up in the mushrooms that talked to you, they were laying in front of a pool.
They were in a pool of water.
Oh my God. Dick, I'm shocked because it was Willem's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Fran.
Happy birthday, Fran.
And I spoiled every single birthday surprise I had myself. just because I can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's it's too exciting for me to have a secret. I have to tell on myself. And so I don't know if I could be Dick because Dick has to, not that it's that hard to hide shit from us.
No, but I don't get any of it.
He could have he did try to tell us and we're just like, nah.
I was like, like things like is it laying it on too thick to literally have a body of water there, like right
Obviously
at the center
not.
of all this?
No, because I didn't get it until now, and you had to explain it to me.
I constantly like feel
And,
like I have
kept
to
going
pay
on about
better
it. And
attention.
I had them be singing a song. There's a pool
I
of
think at
water.
one
Cults
point
do that. Cults do that. So I didn't look deeper than I was
Dickie,
like,
I even said to you, like, oh, it's like you're calling it the song. It's the same as the other song, like the Atola Medusa.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted these breadcrumbs to already be there, but I very intentionally held you at arm's
You
length.
did.
Like,
Because I asked.
it's not like you missed anything like that obvious. Like you saw that.
Because I did ask, and you were like, "Well, I mean, there can be different songs. We don't need to have different
well, I
words
mean,
for it."
of
And I was
course
like,
he's
"That
going
is
to say
true,
that
yeah."
because the one true leader, you know what's more insidious even is that the one true leader, just like from a character perspective, you were like with him.
Yeah.
And he knows what you are. You didn't know what he was, but he knew exactly what you were.
Oh yeah. So he was talking through the person, but he knew
He knew.
that's Atola Medusa.
I mean,
He
because like
knows.
we couldn't know anything about him, but
and
he knew
would
enough.
have. You're so right. He would have known, or they would have known, like that I was songless as well.
And what if they know who you are? What if it's somebody from your past?
Oh shit.
I'm just saying. I'm
just saying, we may need to do a little bit of a cheeky little.
I'm just saying it might be like
Z-Day.
It might be Z-Day soon, but
It might be Z-Day
ooh,
soon.
that's so sick too. Z-Day.
Z-Day. You had my mind going in knots and jumping hoops there. I couldn't figure it out, but
We got there.
well,
we
got there in the end. And
I hope it makes some semblance of sense
we got
now. By the end.
somewhere.
oh, it does.
Dick's
it does.
probably like, you have no idea. There's a lot
Yeah.
more there to get to, but we got somewhere.
Mm.
We're at least 2 meters away from where we started.
I mean, there's a whole underbelly of like psychic network energy on mid-space to be explored.
That's
but,
why we love it.
I'm just excited at the prospect of like we thought we knew like the lay of mid-space. And then
Yeah.
we thought we knew the lay of mid-space again. And then
Yep.
we thought we knew again. And now we're in
Yep.
another one of those like onion layer moments where it's like, wait a minute, the psychic network of the stuff that lived here first, or that belongs here, or maybe not, maybe none of those things.
Well,
but
I'm
there's
still
another
confused.
world.
How does the seed play into all of this?
What if it doesn't, Dan?
So much stuff happening.
What if the seed
'Cause
is
that just-
something else?
No, because the seed just wanted to connect as well. So it's
Okay,
like,
but I feel like the
ugh.
seed is something else.
I mean, the mushrooms. I mean, again, they don't really want to connect.
They
That's
want
not their
to
whole
vibe.
thing. They just are connected.
The mushrooms just
Yeah,
want
they
to
just
vibe, and
They're
they
just
don't.
playing.
They just want to vibe.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. It was wow, what a little ride there. What a little trip into the dark
We gotta have a puzzle episode.
mind of Dickie. You know, if you ever wanted to know, hey, could Dick be a cult leader? Well, apparently he could.
Well, he's got us this far.
I'm working on it.
If you have enjoyed what you've been hearing so far from us, as we hope you have, you could just give us 5 stars or a review or a rating wherever you're listening to your apps. That shit helps. It helps us get out and tell a friend. We're that small show that only grows from word of mouth, so please tell some people.
And we would love to hear from you. Come join us on our
Yes,
Discord.
please.
We're hanging out there every day.
Every day.
We're using that right now to communicate ourselves.
Mhm.
And you know, you could always go to our Patreon. We got it sitting there. You could flick us a few credits if you got them going spare. You get access to our second show where we just talk shit. Get access to our old campaign where we played Dungeons and Dragons, and most importantly, you get your name sung in the end credits.
You do.
What, with Dick's cheeky little song?
Dick's cheeky
Yeah.
little song.
Oh
yeah.
By the dungeon, Lucas Duff, Marcus Brackleman. Queen Nicola and Randy, the Candy Man. White Boss 999, Trevor Forever, Ben Duff Shima, Jimmy Pale, Max Bodie, Waco Isaac, Tobias the Beard,
my
Jason
days.
Cloud, Jolie Chris, Jasper the Bad, Chris Bam and Aiden.
Wow.
And maybe your mom.
Yes, your mum is probably coming along soon.
Soon.
Wow, that was brilliant. That was so good.
That was my favorite one yet.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dickie. And thank you for taking us on that adventure. And thank you all for coming with us.
Thank green.
Think green.
Green.
There's only one thing left to say. Bye.
Bye.
Jordan, you've got to give me that screwdriver back. No, come down. Jordan, I'm working on the battle train. We're gonna need it because Cleo's got a parasite. Come back with that!
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.